Hey everybody, it's Eric here with Spartan Autoworx and GMFlash.com. Today I want to make a quick video about the auxiliary port on these GM head units. This is out of my 2008 Malibu, and I have been too lazy to fix it, and finally I just had enough and I had to do something about it. It probably hasn't worked in 3 years, but the auxiliary jack hasn't worked. So I took it all apart. It's really easy to take the radio apart. It's harder to get the radio out of the vehicle than it is to actually fix. So I went through and inspected all the solder joints. I found quite a few circuits or pieces that were barely hanging on, like those guys right there. So I reflowed those, added a little solder. Unfortunately, I didn't have my fine point tip here at the house because at the shop, so the solder doesn't look that great, but I made do. And then I came down here. This is your audio jack connector somewhere. There it is right there. And you can see this is these connections here, what come through the board from the actual connector itself. There's 2 screws that go in there, which I have removed. Anyway, I reflowed and added a little solder to all those guys. And then this is the ribbon cable that goes from the audio jack board back to the main board of the head unit. So I reflowed all that. Don't judge me on that because I only had the blunt point soldering iron, so it looks terrible. But I reflowed them, added a little solder, fixed the connections. There were some broken solder joints there. I don't believe this part here, the ribbon cable part, was the issue. I believe it was just right here, where, you know, when you plug it in, obviously it's putting stress on those solder joints, even though it is screwed to the board. So anyway, I believe that was the real issue. So I believe it's going to be fixed now. I just went ahead and did this as kind of a precaution, just the fact that I noticed that some of the stuff was coming apart in here. A couple of those chips up on top were, our resistors on top were barely holding on. That's how hot this thing has gotten. We are here in the Midwest, and it does get fairly hot, but you wouldn't think it would get hot enough to cause those to come loose or whatever. But there might be a hot spot in the board, even though I don't see any discoloration. But anyway, there is the fix. So if you guys got issues, take it apart. You can just take the faceplate off. You don't take the whole radio apart. I thought I had to take the whole radio apart and quickly learned that just a couple tabs that hold it on with 4 screws. And once you take that out, the whole front cover pops off, and you can get to fixing her up. But like I said, right here, these four guys right there, just solder those up, and you should be good to go. Again, this is Eric with Spartan Autoworx and GM Flash. If you have any questions about this repair, please feel free to comment, and we'll see if I can answer your question as quickly as possible.